I will go, when the fight turns over.
The 18th century was a turning point in world history. Political revolutions, industrial revolutions. Europe and her colonies were going through changes. Few places saw more change than the Scottish Highlands. The Highlands in the early 18th century were still a backwater compared to most of Europe. Feudal society reigned. Clans warred with other clans, either openly or secretly. Loyalty was first to one's laird. During this time, Scotland was already a part of Great Britain and called George of England her king. But there was another king, acknowledged by many in the Highlands, a king over the water. James Stuart, believed by some to be a pretender to the throne, believed by others to be the rightful ruler of Great Britain, had already tried to reclaim his throne several times. Catholic, he was living in Rome with his family. His oldest son was about to change Scotland forever. Scotland in the 18th century was a study in opposites. Still largely a feudal society in the Highlands, the Enlightenment was taking a strong hold. Many of the greatest thinkers of the period were Scots. Men like Adam Smith, John McAdam, and Colin MacFarquhar were changing how we view the world and ushering in a new age. But in the middle of the century, everything changed. James's son Charles was ready to try and put his family back on the throne. In 1744, he landed with French troops on Scottish soil. The war he launched is known as the Jacobite Rising of 1745. The Young Pretender, as Bonnie Prince Charlie is also known, was almost successful. His army was camped outside London when he finally began his retreat north. The Young Prince's War ended in the spring of 1746 on a moor outside of Inverness. Clan fought against clan, Scot against Englishman. Afterward began the Highland clearances, where Scottish tenants were removed from their lands. This and the laws like the Act of Proscription of 1746 devastated the Highland culture.
When we came back to the glen, winter was coming, our goods lay in the snow, and our houses were burning. I will go, I will go.
But let's go back to a time before the Rising, where cattle and land were the primary sources of a clan's wealth, when you had to watch your back and rally your men. Let's go back to 1740.
That I love to be a soldier, I will go, when the fighting is over to the land of MacLeod.